Hi everyone, Paige McNeil, Realtor with Parks Realty and Negotiating Nashville. For today's video, we have a hot topic. It's a question I've been getting a lot recently, hearing a lot of buzz about it, so I wanted to get on here and provide some insight. And that is, are we in a housing bubble? And is the climate today similar to that of 2007, 2008, and the crash? So I'm going to break down some of those questions for you, not to encourage you to buy or sell a home, but more so you can make an informed decision based on your current situation and where you're at financially. So the biggest difference between now and the crash in 2008 is lending practices. Today, a mortgage is much harder to get and there are much firmer restrictions as lenders have significantly raised their requirements. So back in 2007, loans were essentially called liar loans because you could basically go to your bank and lie on your loan application to get approved for a loan. Super easy. So during the last bubble, people with terrible credit scores took on way too much debt and more than they could possibly ever repay. That just simply isn't the case today. Today, you can't just go into your bank and BS your way into home ownership. Borrowers have to undergo rigorous income and asset checks, have to provide full documentation. A lot more goes into the process. And this causes the home buyers in today's market to be much more credible and legitimate, much less likely to foreclose, etc. Another big difference is the significantly lower inventory between the market today and back in 2008. So for reference, in 2008, the number of available homes on the market in Davidson County was right around 5,600. Most recently, in 2020, this past year, the number of homes available on the market was at just 2,400. Now, that inventory is low, not necessarily because there's a bunch of people buying homes just because they can after getting approved with their liar loan, like back in 2008. It's more of an issue of supply and demand, where the demand from houses is much higher than that of supply. Now, this demand is actually coming from very legitimate sources. A main source of that is first-time home buyers. So millennials are reaching the age of that first-time home buyer, while they're also the largest generation in American history. Put that together and big demand. So they currently make up the largest percentage of home buyers at 37%. It's over a third of the home buyers of the market. Now, having a bunch of first-time home buyers entering the market wouldn't necessarily be too big of a deal if the market could accommodate them, but the supply is low, like I said. So a Freddie Mac report found that in 2020, the housing shortage was at 3.8 million homes nationally. A big contributor to that is construction. It's seriously decreased, it's backed up, along with some builders, putting off their projects or putting them on hold because of a sudden increase in lumber prices. So this increase in lumber price is largely due to cutbacks at the beginning of the pandemic, as the industry, actually anticipated a downturn, when in reality, the opposite happened. People were in their homes for much longer than they've ever been, and so if they didn't buy a new home, they decided to modify the current home they were in to better suit their needs. Now, all these factors have created a frenzy that may feel similar to 2008 and has definitely left some people, feeling like if they don't buy now, then they're never going to get a house. And that just simply isn't the case. But, for those home buyers who are waiting for a crash or for the home prices to drastically plummet, might be in for a little bit of a disappointment. The home prices may cool off somewhat in the sense that homes will be purchased closer to that fair market value as opposed to the $20,000, $50,000, $100,000 over that you may have been hearing. But it's certainly not going to drastically drop. There's still a large supply and demand issue that will take some time to correct, along with the demand still being huge. Also, the popularity of Nashville as a hot place to live. More on that in another video. That's going to continue, and that will continue to cause that fair market value to increase. So if you have the financials in place and the expectation that you may need to make a few offers before ultimately winning, then it's still a great time to be a home buyer and to purchase a home. In fact, in Davidson County, Just in the last year alone, homes have appreciated almost 12%. That's higher than the national average. And Nashville is also in the top 10% nationally for home appreciation. This home appreciation, it's only going to continue. So of course, buying sooner than later is a great investment in future equity. Now, on the other hand, if you don't have the financial freedom or flexibility to possibly offer over asking or bring additional cash to the table, ultimately this just may not be the best market or the right time for you to buy. You certainly don't want to feel, pressured into buying a home just because of this frenzy that has come about in the housing market and then be left with buyer's remorse later on. You definitely want to make sure you feel comfortable with your decision. So all in all, while the housing market may be incredibly active, it's really nothing like 2008. Now, all that being said, of course, I don't have a magic crystal ball to predict the future. This is just my opinion based on my experience and research on the current housing market. I'd love to know what y'all think. Do you disagree, agree? Are you seeing the same thing I am? Is your market different? Would love to hear your opinion. Just let me know in the comments below. And of course, if you have any questions regarding the national real estate market or are curious if now is a good time for you to enter the market, whether it's to buy or sell, please feel free to reach out to me. My information is below. And last but not least, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel. Help me feel like I have more friends than I really do. I would certainly appreciate it. But thank y'all so much for watching, and I will see y'all next time.